Hello, this is Nansu.
Hi, Nancy. All right. Actually, Matt from Fitbit, who was supposed to call in today, just sent me an email saying he can't do it. And his system architect has called in sick. So he won't be, there's not really a lot of use for him to join either. So I think I've rescheduled him for a different day, but so we'll have a brief discussion today and then should be done, I think. Maybe we just wait for a couple more minutes for Jeff to call in.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Jeff. I was just telling them that we probably may have a short meeting today.
Okay.
So on the agenda, should we wait for anybody else to call in? Maybe we'll wait for another 2 minutes or so. Excuse me. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Claudio.
Who else is on the line? Yes, you?
Jeff is on the line, and is Yuling with you, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. And then Nancy is on the line. Okay, so I guess we should probably get started. As I just mentioned, we have Jeff, Yuling, Nancy, Claudio, Elgin, and Nina. Am I missing anybody?
I am here.
Okay,
hello.
that's Virat. And is Jing on the call too?
Yes, I'm here, Anjali.
Okay. Did I miss anybody else? Okay, if not, we can just go ahead. So today, actually, we were supposed to have a continuation of the discussion with Matt from Fitbit. I don't know why it made it Fitbit. But I just had an email probably about 10-15 minutes ago from Matt saying that he had a meeting prop up to which he needs to go, and his system architect is called in sick, so they won't be able to join the meeting. And I think what we should also, one of the other items that I had on there was about the CDE mapping for dbGaP, and I just wanted us to have a brief discussion about that and how we proceed with our work there. But before we start, just to have action items, actually there is a meeting tomorrow with the Cedar Commons pilot folks. Whoever wants to call in is welcome to call in for the meeting, and let me know if you would like to call in, and I can send you the meeting details, because it's not the same as what we have for BioCaddy. In terms of contacting repositories, I'm still waiting to hear from Ian for NDAR and the GDC and TCIA. With Import Viper, I did contact Richard Sherman, but I haven't heard back from him, and I've sent him a follow-up email as well. With IEDB, I think Alejandra and Philippe said they would follow up with them, and I haven't heard anything back yet. For ICPSR, I've actually asked George if he has time to join one of the CDT calls so we can figure out exactly how we want to proceed and what we want to continue on with ICPSR for the no-cost extension work. For the FitBear, the original plan was to talk about the details of both the JSON document and the metadata that they have on their JSON document, and to find out if the JSON document that they are producing has all the metadata that we saw and that is available in FitBear. But as I mentioned, Matt and his system architects apparently have talked about the issue, and in his email, Matt said that they could potentially generate a DATS-compatible JSON file and put that on their website, but they would still need to work with us to validate the format and where it should be available on their website for us to be able to access it. So I think these are the two things that we would discuss, and right now the schedule is that they will join us for our November 14th call. Also, this is a housekeeping issue. On November 7th, I will be canceling the meeting because from November 4th to November 8th is EMEA, and a lot of us are going to be away at EMEA, so we won't be able to make it for the CDT call. So I'll be canceling that. So for the CDE work in dbGaP, we received the CDE mapping from Helen, and I've put that up in And I think I remember that I sent it out to the CDT as well as I put it up in actually the BioCaddy Google folder that we have, and I can just show so in the Google Drive, we have a folder called Resources where we actually have all the NIH data sharing repository list and the discussion list, etc. So in the same Resources folder, I've uploaded this. It's called Phoenix dbGaP 2017. And this is actually the mapping information that they provided us. So the question now is we need to update the indexing with this mapping information and also probably a more in-depth indexing of dbGaP. So I just wanted to talk, Jeff, briefly with you with regard to that.
Yeah, so we have to figure out, so we have the, so can you go back to that sheet?
Okay.
Okay, so we have the, there, okay, so we have the ID and then, so the question is what, for the CDEs, what other information do we want to pull in? And because there's the LOIN code, there's a link, but I mean, there's the name, the variable name.
Right.
And a variable description. Because basically we end up having to do a lookup and do a replacement, right, of the ID.
But are we pulling in variable level data, metadata from dbGaP yet or no?
I think for dbGaP, I think we are. I'll have to go back and check, but I think we are. But it's with those P numbers.
Or the PHV.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So then do we need to replace, or we just say, okay, if this pops up, then this is the appropriate.
Well, because you won't be able to search on.
Because I think Shaoling did have like a prototype of search where you could search on CDEs.
Right, but that's if they're actually named, right?
That's if they're indexed. So I guess we could point that search to. So I think that was more that was like a program where it would ask if the search was similar enough, it would ask if that was if they were searching for a specific CDE or not as well. So on the search side, I'd have to go back and see whether we still have it on the development server or not, because I know we did not update that on the production server at the time when we did it, because it was for a very, very low number of repositories that we actually had some CD information.
Yeah, I mean, this is something.
So So would this be like adding additional metadata?
Yeah, I mean, we would have to, yeah, I mean, basically we would have to add the appropriate metadata for that CDE, right?
Right. But they also have the study ID, right? So if you see here on column G,
yeah, it's small, but it does have the study ID, but
is this better?
yeah. Well, because we have the variable, right? So we have the variable ID. So the question is if how they did this sheet. If it's just, it looks like they might be duplicating variable IDs within studies. But basically, the variable ID should be the same if it's, used across multiple studies. But with the variable ID, we can then pull the description, the name, and bring that in, right?
Okay. I see. Okay. Like I see, I don't know what you mean by. Oh, I see. You mean the CDE information we can pull in, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what? Okay. Okay. So we have the link from the study to different variables, correct? And we already have these variables in our metadata, correct? Or
yeah,
that we need to check on that.
Data, yeah.
Okay. So we would need to reindex then to pull in this additional information.
Right.
Okay. So Jeff, should I put in the link on I can just copy the link and put it in here. If you don't know. Okay. So I just put the link in, but so do you think this is something that you can?
Yeah, no, I can take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. And I think that on our end we will look at the prototype search that Shaolin Generate had worked on earlier, and see if there's additional work that needs to be done.
Okay.
And then we have some, I think we don't have any other updates with reference to the new features of DataMed that we are working with. The only thing is we are actually working on the display of most accessed data sets and word cloud. So for the DAS output, I think Sirat wants to have a meeting with you and Alejandra, Jeff, so that we figure out exactly whether what we think we should be doing is exactly what you think needs to be done. So if you could let me know your availability, Firat, you are out on a couple of days, right?
Yeah, on Thursday. Maybe it will be fine if it's the meeting will be next week. So I'll be here on Tuesday.
Okay.
Next week.
So either before this Thursday, that would be either tomorrow or after next Tuesday onwards.
Yeah,
right?
after next Tuesday would be. Tomorrow's
Yeah.
pretty bad for me.
Yeah.
We could
So
try.
That's his
Can you get? I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
The Thursday of next week is good for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's good for me too. That's fine.
So what time, Jeff?
We could do your 2 hours. So we could do 2 p.m. your time, or wait, no, yeah, Houston time. We could do 2 p.m. or 1 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically anytime 11 a.m. Pacific or later.
Okay. So let me look at my calendar and then I'll send out
Okay.
next Thursday. Okay. So currently, I think that's what we have going on. Does anybody else have any update for us to discuss? Okay. Is there any other issue that we need to talk about?
Seems like the short meeting.
Yeah. Because I think the most of the meeting was planned for us to discuss with Matt, and that's gotten postponed. So maybe a short meeting. So if there are no other issues, then I think we'll finish really early today. All right. Thank you.
Thanks all. Bye.
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 Bye. Okay.
Do you have a student that now is